Yeah, I'll send you everything. She had to pay $1,950 in order to run, because you have to pay down there. Unlike here, down there you have to pay. She had to pay $1,950. She had to register with the Thornton County Republicans, so she didn't have to circulate petitions. Down there, only independents and nonpartisan people have to circulate petitions. So if you're registered with the party and you're the party candidate, you don't have to do petitions. So she was smart, and she was a Republican, and she don't have an opponent, another Republican. The incumbent is not going to play, and she don't have another. So she was smart. Switch parties. Someone must be advising her. That's not that smart. No, I remember. What do you think she was doing? She has family there. So she was inquiring. She was asking questions. She was connecting with
The town hall tentative budget hearing for Road and Bridge is called to order. The clerk, please take the roll. The time is 5:11.
Trustee Stubb? Present. Trustee Avant? Here. Trustee Sammy?
I'm here.
Supervisor Harris?
Present. 4 members voting affirmative. We have a quorum. Will everybody please stand for the pledge of allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time, we're going to turn it over to our finance director for budget and appropriations for ordinance 26-001, the Thornton Township Road and Bridge Fund.
Good evening. We have I think you put the we're presenting the Road and Bridge Fund budget for fiscal year 2027. The purpose of the Road and Bridge Fund. The Road and Bridge Fund is Thornton Township's dedicated financial resources for maintaining and improving the infrastructure that residents depend on every day. From routine pothole repairs to major resurfacing projects, this fund ensures that Thornton Township roads remain safe, reliable, and serviceable for all users. You can go to the next page, slide. Yeah, next slide. 2027 financial overview. The fiscal year 2027 Road and Bridge Fund is structured as a fully balanced plan. Revenue will match expenditures. The beginning balance for Road and Bridge Fund was $2.73 million. Total revenue will be $1.47 million. Total expenditures will be $1.47 million. The ending balance will remain the same at $2.73 million. Resources. The fund draws from a diverse mix of local tax revenue, state replacement tax, investment income, and anticipated external grant funding. This diversification reduces reliance on any single source and strengthens the township overall fiscal resilience. Planned expenditures. Every dollar in the fiscal year 2007 budget is dedicated towards maintaining and improving Thornton Township public infrastructure. Expenditures are focused on 3 primary areas: road resurfacing, special infrastructure projects, and facility maintenance, alongside the personnel and operation costs that supports the delivery of these services. Planned infrastructure improvement. The largest portion of the fiscal year 2027 budget is dedicated towards direct infrastructure investment. These three line items represent township commitment to upgrading the physical condition of roads and facilities that residents use every day. $500,000 for road resurfacing, $75,000 for special road projects, and $100,000 for building maintenance. Grant funding, contingency plan. This budget includes $500,000 in anticipated grants to supplement the road resurfacing efforts. While this grant has not fully been formally awarded, its inclusion reflects active pursuit of external funding. If the grant is awarded, Thornton Township will do the road resurfacing. If the grant is not awarded, planned projects will be adjusted and phased accordingly. Budget review and revision. This budget went through a careful review and revision process before finalization. The initial draft incorporated higher projected expenditures that were sequentially evaluated for accuracy, necessity, and alignment with available resources. This resulted in a refined, balanced budget that reflects sound fiscal stewardship today. Operational investments. Beyond capital projects, this budget incorporates several important operational updates that improve the accuracy of financial planning and ensure the township has the staffing and resources needed to execute the infrastructure program efficiently. Salaries, full staffing reflected, employee benefits, more accurate budgeting, and special projects, $75,000 for non-routine needs. Fiscal year 2027 budget key measures. This budget is balanced, transparent, infrastructure focused, and flexible. What this means for residents. Behind every line in this budget is a tangible benefit to Thornton Township residents. This budget is designed to deliver real visual improvements that enhance quality of life and protect the community, long-term infrastructure investment. Improve road conditions, safer travel throughout the township, proactive maintenance, preventing larger costs. From reactive to proactive, a shift in approach. And I guess just finally, the key takeaway, infrastructure stability and responsibility. This budget reflects Thornton Township's commitment to its residents and its roads. This is a balanced, carefully reviewed plan that directs meaningful investments toward the infrastructure improvements this community needs, while maintaining the fiscal discipline and reserve stability that responsible government requires. That's question and discussion. We had a couple of questions from the, I won't go over me. We had a couple of questions from the residents. And I addressed it in PowerPoint. We always, residents sometimes ask about the $5,000 grant, why we budgeted that. And as stated before, we put that in the grant. We put that in the budget just in case. 500,000, I'm sorry. We put 500,000 in the budget if we have those expenditures. If we don't, we are planning accordingly. That concludes the report.
In conclusion of Finance Director Hunt's budget report for appropriations number 26-001 for Thornton Township Road and Bridge Fund. Can I get a motion to approve the budget?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Yes.
Trustee Avant?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Yes, with 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. At this time, I'm turning over to the clerk for public comments.
First up, each person gets 3 minutes, and first up we have Mark Washington.
You know what? Can I reserve it because it actually is for the general
Yes.
funds?
Mr. Roberts?
Good evening. I was also not sure if we were signing up for, or there's one sign-in sheet for 3 public comments.
Yes.
But, this is relevant to the road and bridge fund. Can anyone tell us what $313,000 was cut to make this a balanced budget? Because the clerk's office passed out these on schedule.
That's from the March 8th, that was in front of my office?
Yes,
So, okay.
yeah, last month, someone in your office gave this to me, and it shows that it was $311,000 in red,
In the road and bridge fund.
in the road and bridge fund.
Okay. I was just clarifying.
But, does it have to do with actual road construction, or is it personnel? My planned comment was, that administrative and personnel costs increased, from last year to this year. If you combine personnel and building maintenance, that leaves 80% for everything else. I'm wondering, this is just my crazy suggestion, but wouldn't it be cheaper to hire an attorney to get the unincorporated land inside of Lansing and South Holland incorporated as part of those communities, so we could use their infrastructure to maintain the 9.5 miles of streets, which is all that this department maintains. There is no bridge being maintained by the Road and Bridge Fund. I was, since you have a sign up there that says doing more with less, if you freed up some of these tax dollars from highway department personnel, it could go towards things that residents actually ask for. That's my comment.
Thank you. That concludes.
Chairman Hyder.
Yes, to answer your question, one of the questions about the change, the initial budget did have a negative $300,000 deficit. The highway commissioner, did a great job looking through here to try to see where he can find room to make it a balanced budget. Some of that the cuts was in the general administration. He was able to save $143,000 when he went through it again. He actually also knocked $50,000 from the building division. And he also knocked down about $30,000 from the administration division.
Okay.
So that's how he was able to find it. And we have the new one, the newer version too.
Thank you. That concludes public comments.
That concludes, and I have a motion to adjourn the budget hearing for the road and bridge fund for 2026-27 general fund. Calendar year. Their motion.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the road and bridge fund
Budget hearing.
budget hearing.
Second. Motion by trustee Stubbs, seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Ayes have it.
This meeting is adjourned.
The sign-in sheet is up there for public comment for GA and GF budget hearing, if you would like to sign up before we start. I think.
15.
Yep.
What's normal and normal? I'm just asking a question. Trying to make sure it's this girl. Yeah, because I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box. But I'm just trying to make sure this is a we don't do this for 15 minutes for a meeting. So the next one will be 20 minutes because we got 2 budgets. Right. Not gonna be able to answer questions, but we can fit 5 people in this room.
Oh, yes, please.
time is now 5:25. This meeting is called to order for the tentative budget hearing for the general fund and the general assistance fund. Would clerk Mayhew please call the roll?
Trustee Stanley?
Here.
Trustee Avant? Here. Trustee Stubbs?
Present.
Supervisor Harris?
Present.
Present. With 4 members voting in the affirmative, this meeting is called to order. Everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to call up at this time, Director Hunt for the presentation of the budget for ordinance 26-002 for Thornton Township General Assistance Fund.
Ready for it, for fiscal year 2027, Thornton Township is in a strong financial position. Combined revenue and expenditures each exceed $22 million, reflecting the full scope of Thornton Township operations and resident services. The general fund is fully balanced, while the general assistance fund reflects a planned strategic use of reserves, about $800,000, driven by a one-time tax refund program. Despite this drawdown, the combined ending fund balance remains strong at approximately $30 million. Fiscal year 2027 key budget priorities: maintaining core services, resident assistance, 1.5 million tax refund, operational investment, and long-term stability. General fund. General fund overview. General fund is Thornton Township's primary operating fund, covering the day-to-day functions that residents depend on most. It supports a broad range of services delivered across 5 key program areas. Each program is directly funded through this budget and reflects the township commitment to accessibility, responsive local government. The Administration Division, Senior Service, Transportation, Youth and Family Programs, TAP program. General fund financial snapshot. General fund enters and exits fiscal year in the same strong position. A hallmark of disciplined financial planning, revenue and expenditures are precisely matched at $12.9 million, leaving the fund balanced and completely intact. This balance reflects careful budgeting across all departments and programs. The beginning balance for general fund is $7.78 million. Total revenues are projected at $2.9 million. Total expenditures at $2.9 million, which will leave an ending fund balance of $7.78 million. $7.78 million. 12.9 million expenditures. Ending fund balance $7.78 million. General fund revenue source. The general fund draws revenue from 3 primary sources: property taxes, continuing to anchor the budget, accounting for the vast majority of operating income. Investment income and replacement taxes run out the revenue picture. General fund expenditures by department. Administration Division, $5 million. Senior Services, $1.8 million. Youth and Family Services, $1.2 million. TAP program, $1.15 million. And transportation, $971,000. Budget highlights. This budget includes targeted investments that strengthens the township long-term operation capacity. These are deliberate decisions, not runaway costs, reflecting where the township needs to grow to serve residents efficiently. Some of the strategic investments is investment in IT hardware upgrade, IT software, and building maintenance, We also have written costs in areas in insurance. With the written costs, there will be no service reduction though. Addressing common questions that we received from the public. During budget, several questions arose about the structure and presentation of the general fund budget. The following clarification will provide important content for board members and stakeholders reviewing line item details. Repeated line items. Some expenditure categories, such as training and supplies, appear across multiple departments. This is intentional. The budget is structured by sub-department, so each program area maintains and tracks its own allocations independently. Insurance cost increase. The increased insurance line item is based on a conservative, worst-case scenario projection. This approach ensures the township has sufficient appropriation authority if claims or settlement exceed historical norms. Unspent amounts return to the fund balance at the end of the year. Overall budget philosophy. The township budget to ensure sufficient funding even under variable conditions. This approach prevents mid-year shortfalls or supports predictable, uninterrupted services delivery throughout the fiscal year. The general fund remains balanced and continues to support all township operations without service reduction. This budget is fully balanced, no service cut, strategic investment, and the fund balance will stay intact. General Assistance Fund. General Assistance Fund has direct resident support through financial assistance, food programs, and social services. General Assistance Fund overview. The General Assistance Fund is the township's primary vehicle for direct resident support. It funds programs that address immediate needs, food insecurity, financial hardship, and access to social services. These programs represent the township's most direct investment in the well-being of the most vulnerable residents. The food pantry, financial assistance, social services. The General Assistance Fund financial snapshot. The General Assistance Fund enters fiscal year 2027 with a robust beginning balance of $20 million. The product of years of careful stewardship, this year's budget projects a modest planned use of approximately $800,000 in reserve, leaving an ending fund balance of $19.4 million. This drawdown is intentional and driven by a specific one-time initiative. The beginning balance of the General Assistance Fund is $20.2 million. Total revenues would be $9.15 million. Total expenditures, $9.96 million. Ending fund balance projected at $19.4 million. General Assistance Fund revenue sources. The General Assistance Fund is supported by three distinct revenue streams. Property taxes that remain the dominant source through property taxes, donation, grant, and grants. The property taxes at 72%, donations at 16%, and grants at 5%. General Assistance expenditures. The single largest expenditure in General Assistance Fund is the food pantry, budgeted at $5 million. This reflects both the scale of food insecurity in the township and the organization's demonstration capacity to serve residents efficiently. General assistance programs and direct resident services round out the remaining $4.9 million in expenditures. So food pantry, $5 million, general assistance program, $2.4 million, the tax refund program, $1.5 million, and direct resident service, $1 million. Tax refund program, $1.5 million. This year's budget includes a $1.5 million tax refund program. A one-time initiative designed to put money back directly into the hands of eligible township residents. This program is funded entirely through township resources and does not rely on state or federal funding. It represents one of the most tangible ways the township can deliver immediate financial relief to its community. To understand the content, To fully appreciate the significance of this refund, it is important to understand where township taxes fit within the total property tax bill. The township levy represents only a small fraction of what residents actually pay, which makes target relief from the sources especially meaningful. The township share is 4.4% of the total tax bill paid by residents. The remaining 95.6% is controlled by school districts, municipal government, and other taxing districts. Even though, and then why the tax fund matters, even though the township controls only a small share of the total property tax dollars, the decision to return 1.5 million directly to residents carry outsized impact. This program acknowledges that residents are feeling cost pressure from all taxing bodies, and that the township has both the capacity and responsibility to provide relief where it can. Understanding the projected deficit, the General Assistance Fund projects an approximately $800,000 deficit for fiscal year 2007. This figure warrants a clear explanation because the story behind the number is very different from what a structured deficit would suggest. This is not a budget out of control, it is a budget making a deliberate choice.
You said 2007.
2027, I'm sorry, 2027. Is a budget making a deliberate choice. Step one, $800,000 deficit driven entirely by $1.5 million one-time tax refund program. Underlying surplus. If you exclude the refund, the budget shows a $700,000 surplus. Prior year reserve. The current deficit must also be viewed through the lens of where the township finances have been headed. Far from a trend of decline, the township have been building reserves and strengthening its position, making the fiscal year 2027 reserve drawdown for both affordable and appropriate. Prior year, the current year that just passed under the new administration, the general fund revenue, the general assistance fund increased by $2 million. The general assistance fund began fiscal year 2027 with a balance of $20 million. Drawn down $800,000 represents a reduction of less than 4%. And then the deficit is a strategic one-time decision, not a structural issue. What is the deficit? A planned deliberate use of reserve, driven entirely by one-time tax refund program, a 4% drawdown of the $20.2 million fund balance, a sign of financial confidence and generosity. What the deficit is not: a structure or recurring budget gap, a sign of overspend or mismanagement, a threat to township solvency or operation, driven by cost overruns or program expansion. Home relief funding, addressing concerns. Questions have been raised about whether home relief services were underfunded in fiscal year 2026. The record is clear. 2026 was not underfunded. Actual spending came in lower than budget, which is how responsible budgeting is designed to work. Budgets are built to handle demand fluctuations, not to spend every appropriated dollar. The home relief fiscal year 2027, proactive, not corrective. The increase in home relief funding for fiscal year 2027 is a forward-looking decision, not an acknowledgement of prior failures. The township is anticipating potential increase in residents' need in ensuring the budget can respond without requiring emergency supplement appropriation. The township is prioritizing residents, expanding support while maintaining a strong financial position. $5.04 million for the food pantry, $1.5 million tax refund. The ending fund balance would be $19.4 million. The overall financial position of the township for fiscal year 2027, viewed together, the general fund and general assistance fund present a picture of financially healthy and strategic managed township. The combined ending fund balance of approximately $29.9 million reflects just a 2% reduction from prior year. a minimal and entirely defensible drawdown driven by intentional investment in residents. Key takeaways from the fiscal year 2027 budget. The general fund budget is balanced. General assistance fund is expanded support. Tax revenue delivers real relief. Thornton Township financial position remains strong. Closing statement, this budget balance operations, resident support, and financial stability through responsible and strategic decision making. And questions and discussion. Oh, and then, and what,
At this time, we'll turn it over to Clerk Nesbitt for public comment.
We have Mr. Washington.
Good evening. So I know that something was raised before, and I just have a question. Sorry, I do have some notes as well. About the budget before and the 500,000 that was booked as a liability and an expense, like it was expensed twice or expensed twice in 2 separate years. So in the audited financials, we booked the liability and the expense. And then the following year, we should have put it in as a payable when the cash left the bank instead of requesting an additional $500,000. So if you look at page 41 of the audit, it'll show that it was booked as an expense. And actually, it'll show that it's an actual expense. So it's just kind of confusing. And it's probably just me trying to figure out, it seems as if it was like expensed twice. Like, why did we expense it after we booked it as an expense, and then we came back in the audit, and then we came back the following year and booked it as an expense again. So I was just wondering what was going on with that, that's all. And if we can get an answer to.
That's a good, that question for the 500,000 is, it was recorded as an expense once. If you look at our budget, you will see it's only an expense line once in fiscal year 2025. It's not, you would not see a 500,000 grant payback in our fiscal year 2027 budget at all. So it's only being recorded once.
But it's in there twice. It's on the proposed budget, and then the ended balance from the audit, which should show the actual balance. It should be put in, the ended balance is in there. So we start at 5 million, and then we deduct 500,000 again from that 5 million. So it's like when we were at 5.5 million, the audit deducted $500,000 from it. And the audit, and it says actual expense, and actually if you go to page, I have it too, the audit, in the notes of the audit, it shows that it was put in as an actual expense. But then when we asked for the budget and we started at 5 million, we budgeted to take the $500,000 out again. So what happened to the initial? I would have equated to something like, if you pay for a hotel room for $100, they put a hold on your card. And then they're taking the $100, put the hold on your card. Then you go to pay for it, they go to charge you at the end and they take it again. It's like, well, what happened to the initial one?
No, that's a good question. No, so the way the financial statement works, we have there's different statements. We have something called a profit and loss statement, and you also have something called a balance sheet. Now, the balance sheet will have assets and liabilities. Liabilities can carry year to year to year to year. The profit and loss statement will show at one time it going out. I can show you how we have it on this financial statement where it says in fiscal year 2025, grant project, $500,000 came out. In our last year, the year that just happened, 2026, you'll see a zero there. In this budget, you'll see that zero there. So this statement is our profit and loss statement that shows that it's going out one time in 2025. Now you have another statement called, like I said, the balance sheet. You can carry liabilities year after year after year. It won't clear your balance sheet until you pay it out. So you're comparing two different statements. We can really, I guess we might have to sit offline and really, I can walk you through, but there's two different statements.
Because we started with a budget of 5 million showing as if it had already gone out. That was the confusing part.
Yeah, but because we show that the expense going out. There's two statements, so you can have the expense go out, but it cannot be paid out yet. That's why it shows a lot.
So I'm sorry, I won't hold you guys up. What's the best way to contact you? Because I know my mother sent the email and she never received even an acknowledgement of receiving the email. So what's the best way to contact you offline?
I can talk to you right after the meeting.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
You have it right here. But I did talk to you and your mom after that meeting. I just
But
wanted.
it's still, you said accrual, it was accrual, and if it was accrual, it should be,
But we
it
can talk
would
about
be
it.
added.
We
Yeah,
can talk
so I
about
kinda
it.
did quite a bit of research once I got the final.
That concludes public comment. Thank you.
As for, the time is
5:47.
Time is 5:47, and I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made by trustee Stubbs, seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. The ayes have it.
This meeting is adjourned.
Mr. Washington, Mr. Washington, I told you. And he's still not gonna give you a new email. Period. Okay? He still is not. Let's just be clear. You better off than True Finder and then his phone and call every phone number on it. Okay, so you have a profit and loss statement, yeah, but what do that have to do with the actual audit and the actual budget that you? Okay, so sorry. I mean, I ain't no accountant, I do balance my own checkbook.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, my profits and my losses go on the same sheet.
I'm college educated.
I'm subtracting and I'm adding on the same register,
But see,
right?
coming-
The ledger. Subtracting, adding, same ledger.
But coming just don't understand.
Right, I don't understand Notre Dame math. Well, Township math, let me put it that way. I don't
Coming
understand
from a
Township.
teacher who tries to teach our children to speak eloquently and
Well, that's not a requirement here. I'm telling you, like I told her, we're talking about, you know, there's this fine line of what's required and not required. See what I'm saying? You talking about things not required. I'm talking about things required. See what I'm saying? You make sure you're on the right side of the line. It's not required.
should be required.
There you go. But it's not, right?
Things that I used to take for granted.
Yeah, those are the hard things to reconcile. So let's go back to this tuning thing, because I don't want you to be on and it's just like here when they're doing the challenge and you're like, because it was a technical grade. So whoever's making the decision has the discretionary at that point once it enters the gray area, right? Because you said, oh, she was not getting paid from here. She had a lease that said she was in. She never had here, right? So now you're in the gray area. So now the people who are in charge have the right to decide what they feel about the gray area.
So do you think the Fulton County Board could have legitimately voted against her?
I think that
There's enough gray areas that we would have signed.
I feel like there was a legitimate enough gray area, right? Because understand just like here has its own set of stressors and politics. That is the reason that she can't do it, right? Because the lady with the blonde hair is not liked by the other people. She was the only no vote. I bet you I stayed at dinner on it. The other three people were like, oh, we're gonna let her get on, we're gonna shut her up.
It's not very.
Because you could tell by the way that she was asking. It was, but it went nowhere, right? Because he was like, do we have the electronic papers that go with these? Right? But it was an electronic, sign. Because now, when you have these big corporations, as they do in Atlanta now, for these rentals, you do it all online. You even sign online.
Yes.
And you even make your payment online. Right? That's how they're cutting the workforce. They're cutting their business costs, right? You don't need a person for that. There's no salary and there's no insurance.
There's still a legally binding signature, so when it comes to court like this, or to a hearing like this, you
Yeah.
should be able to say, no, this was never signed, this doesn't count.
Well, she
This
doesn't-
prove residency.
Yeah, but if it's electronically signed and they have a thing on their website that say documents here are electronically signed and, you know, da 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 da.
Yeah.
You do. Because,
I thought he was saying, we didn't have that.
no, she gave him what she printed out from what she got from when she went on the website, right? Because that's what you get. You're typing in, print it out, that's yours, right?
Right.
What they
You
wanted
print
was,
out the signed version.
well, what they wanted was a certified.
Y'all can be heard on that too, just so you know.
I don't care.
If you don't care, that's fine with me, I just want you to
I
mention.
don't care. They wanted a certified copy from the corporation, saying yes, we went to her and not read it to her since then, right? Because I think there was a question about, this is type, so she got it herself. Right? But at the end of the day, nobody cared because what did they do? They didn't hear from the corporation at the time, so he couldn't say she was a liar. Because that's how they do business, online. Like, these are the
feel like
areas that we get into.
If she had the option to bring the signed copy,
She could, but you
and if
challenged
she
me.
didn't, I would have said,
But that's just like here.
this is not signed, this does not count.
Right, but this is just like,
Bring this on.
that's just like here. When someone is challenged, it's not on my, I don't have the burden of proof to prove what you're asking, you do. So why would I bring you evidence? She knows
Not
that,
everything else.
yeah, but she knows that because why? She's been challenged here. So she knows, burden of proof ain't on me. You ain't got what you supposed to have, this what I got. You gonna deal with what I got.
The
or
burden
you-
of proof isn't on her to prove residency.
No, because they asked the question. Somebody challenged her. They challenged her. So the attorney, I felt like the attorney was working for her. Like they paid
Right.
her because she said, I didn't ask. And I didn't feel like,
It's such
you
a
know,
big corporation.
or she said, I didn't file a subpoena because we have no way to enforce it. The court? I mean, is that not a way to enforce it? I was so confused with her answers. Did she pay her? What is happening here? I'm hearing an attorney say, we didn't have any way to enforce a subpoena. Yeah. Actually, you're an attorney. Well, you say, because like the judge is responsible to enforce the subpoena, right? Your job is to file it, send it, and serve it, right? And then file what you serve. His job is to say, have them answer.
It's such a big corporation.
Yeah, I just felt like she was working for them. And then when she said, the lady at Township staff information.
It's very cold in here.
I was like, are you working with her? Are you working with her? That's the way, I'm screaming at my computer. Are you working with her? Are you working with her? I feel like you're working with her because how did you just say? You a lawyer, you didn't think you could look it up. I'm
Sergeant,
dead.
how are you?
How y'all doing? How you doing, sir?
We missed you for the hearings.
Hmm?
We missed you for the hearings.
Yeah, y'all a little rowdy in here. Where Mr. Washington
It was
go?
a melee.
They got that rowdy, huh?
With Robert Hunt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he got taken in the back. He ain't never gonna want to go back there again. He gonna be like, I ain't
I
going
missed
back.
the action then.
You did.
What time did you start?
5 o'clock.
5:11.
You fired. You didn't even know what time it started.
They told me 6.
They told you 6? Okay. They try to save budget because we are gonna be in an $800,000 deficit. So thank you for your contribution.
Our financial position is strong.
Okay? Minus $800,000.
Yeah, but I had
That's a good place to be. It's
But I put
strong.
it in 2 different places.
So when no officer in here?
No.
Oh, no.
Mm-mm. Okay.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was like to me. Oh God. Well, I mean, you a politician now. Girl, you better than me, cause I told you.
It took all I
Listen, I can be faking no type of way. I don't even want your fake condolences.
can't believe she showed up.
I believe it. I mean, that's what you do.
That's what you do. But I'm just like,
We robots. That's what you do. That is what you do. I feel like they asked the wrong question. The question should have been. The question should have been professional. What was your job as of last year? And what was the time frame? Right? So how could you be looking here and performing your duties there? Right?
They should have pushed back when she said the election was in February.
But see, they don't know Illinois politics, right? And none of them, not even the lawyer,
drove here and
felt that they should ask.
So who was mayor between February and May?
I like to hear that. She said, I don't know, whoever they chose. Like, I was here living. That's what she said. I was here living, so I don't know.
Yes, she is. I love her.
Job is what, job should have been the question, because then the people on the board could say, job duties. Would that be conduct becoming a commissioner? Would you want her to vacate a seat? You know, because, you see what I'm saying? That presents the questions you wanna ask. Right, that presents the questions you wanna ask about what type of person this is. See what I'm saying? You just ask some residency questions. She show you the residency, here it is. That's the question you ask.
She's not applying to be on that board.
She's applying to be the 5th District Commissioner of Thornton on that county board. She's gonna be the 5th District Commissioner.
These would be her co-commissioners.
That's the election board. So, no, but possibly, because I don't know if they do double dipping there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I feel like
Skip one.
the question, they didn't ask the right question. Because people were telling
She said
them.
she got paid.
She said you got paid for that. Remember now, the township didn't answer, because that man right there said he never said anything against us. We can't get proper boys out of here in the first place. At least they consistent. They gonna say no to you and no to Georgia too. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't send information, and I believe that was on purpose, to help her. Because remember that, he told Ben Bradley that he never spoke against her. Don't you ever forget that, because that, to me, that's important. Because that means you wanted the seat. You didn't care. You saw a way in. Because it was chaos. You wanted the seat, so you saw a way to get the counterparts, right? There you go. But under a different guise. Oh, I'm saying.
Put us all to sleep.
Them people up there put themselves asleep, because before they were and now you just reading the PowerPoint like I'm reading. Look like to me You ain't nobody asked any questions about anything. Like I told you, when you said there's some cost roads, $250,000 of insurance. That's what you're saying. You're anticipating the bus drivers to have that many accidents this year coming up. I mean, I'm just asking the question, right? Because if my insurance company comes to me and says, we're gonna raise your insurance by $500 because we think that next year you're gonna get into 18 accidents.
Just a budget line.
Right. Like, we just switching around funds. Don't pay. And if we didn't put this in there, we'd be in the plus by $600. This is a township for services, and you all are more salary heavy than you are service heavy. Make it make sense.
None of the PowerPoint said that.
None of it. But that's what we have.
Serving the residents, we haven't seen any services.
Yeah, but you haven't actually given any services more than you should with $20 million. I'm still not understanding the $20 million when you got 9 here, you got 9 there. That's almost $20 million. How are you in the positive? These just questions, because you know I'm not an accounting major. But I'm just not understanding. Yeah, but I'm just not understanding why you think minus $800,000 is better than plus $6 million when we right now are in a war. Gas prices are crazy. Food prices are crazy. People are abandoning their homes. People cannot pay their electricity bills in these data centers. Water usage is going up. And you don't know why, because I'm taking the same amount of showers I took last month, this month, but you see what I'm saying? But you're salary. We could have Tiffany because at least literally we could have kept Tiffany because at least she starved the board and feed the people. We could have got steak. Okay, they would have been starved. Hungry to ask her, can she come back? She gonna say no, it's Fulton. She gonna say no, because Fulton County is going. And you know what? We're not supposed to have did a lot today before I came here. I had Fulton County people on my mind. We're not gonna just, I said, you're not. But let me tell you something. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, she's had exploratory committee meetings, right? She had one at Georgia State. She had one at the Tri-Colleges at Spelman, Morehouse, and Carter. So she's been, you think she ain't down there putting in the footwork? Because she is. And she's doing it with the young kids this time. So these people are thinking, okay, keep on thinking. That's how she got in last time.
She never got elected.
Yeah, but she, right, she knows, now she knows what to do though, right? She knows that she's gotta get the elderly, and in Georgia, she's gotta get the young people, period.
Do you think she saved any money when she was making that salary?
Heck yes. That's why I think she could pay the fee. And I know that the store that she opened is not even open every day. Because she had family there. And then she went there, and they were all sending me emails and saying, oh my God, she's opening up some sort of store, like in the worst part of town. Now, it's in the ghettoest part of town, the worst part of town, okay? And rightly so, she shouldn't be open every day because every day is a part of town where she at. So it's not even open every day. So what is she doing? And that's what I asked her about. So she's not open every day without me. Well, I mean, how she living? How she paying this? How she paying this rent here? And she ain't getting no more checks from here, so what you doing down here in South Fulton? I mean, these are questions. That's why I said the residency question was the wrong question. You see, now you see what I'm saying? You should have asked the question. How many days a week is your store open, man? Then they would hurt the community. The community would. She ain't even open. We go past her every day. She ain't really open every day. You gotta ask right questions. That's just like a FOIA. You gotta ask, or you gotta know the question to ask.
It just takes so long to learn that about her, before you know what she's in.
And let me tell you, she have a real chance of you why, because they got real issues just like you do. If she can find a way, now she done switched to the Republican Party. If she can find a way to find a solution to two of their biggest problems, they in trouble. Because people are gonna be like, well, now, y'all said this, but she done came here in a matter of a year and did this. You see where I'm going? So now I'm like,
Thornton County mostly Democrat.
yes. But just like here, they got the issues that people are fed up about. So I was election judge in my precinct. We had Republicans coming in voting Democrat because they was pissed off, right? So what might happen? People might be upset with what they currently have and like, she ain't been arrested. They keep saying all this stuff she do, but she's still ain't in jail.
I don't think anybody's gonna watch her do this. I don't want that. She was so rude and arrogant.
Look about what you're talking about though. She is in the hoodest part of Georgia. This is what they expect, right? This is what, like when I go visit my
They'll
brother.
think she's one of the people.
Right, when I go visit my brother in Georgia, when you go to certain areas, you expect certain things. You leave your purse in the trunk, you know what I'm saying? You go do your business and you get the hell out. Right? You expect, that's even like here. Certain parts of Chicago, you know. Oh no, I'm gonna stop in here. I'm not gonna put nothing in my pocket. I'm going where I'm going, and I'm going right back to my car and go home, right? I'm telling you, if she fixes at least one of the problems that they are upset with, what happened here ain't
I don't
gonna
wanna
matter.
believe it's possible.
What happened here is not gonna matter because she's not in jail. I'm just saying.
And why is she not in jail?
Okay, so this is what I put forth. So, you saying she stole money? Did she steal money? Because if they paid the bills, the stuff they say she stole, they approved the bills. If they paid it, did she steal it? Or did they pay it? These are the things I'm asking, even in Dalton. Because embezzlement is a crime, right?
What about a fake trip?
Yeah, what about the fake trip? What did she actually do? Nobody's ever said that. Where did the money go? Nobody's ever proved it. The bad thing about court is you gotta have finite paper. I mean, this is about what you can, this is a paper trail. Red tape is real for a reason. What you need to do. So my question is, bar the Amazon things, but they did still need to take those off the ones they paid on.
What about denying business licenses?
Now that's a shakedown thing. You would have to have the business people literally needed to speak up. And I tried to interview, there's a man who runs an appliance store in Dalton. They want to shut down. And he went on like that. You gotta have cooperation. I know. She might do it. If she do, I'm gonna be happy to sit back and watch her wreak havoc down there. I'm gonna.
I don't know what's stomach.
You. There are so many things maybe you don't know.
The time is now 6:10. I'm calling this Thornton Township Board of Trustees meeting to order. Will the clerk please take the roll? And I'm sorry. The time is 6:15. We're calling the meeting to order. We're gonna stand for the pledge of allegiance.
We're gonna get out of here. I can go cook dinner.
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Desmond, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant? Here. Trustee Stubbs?
Present.
Trustee Stanley?
Here.
Supervisor Harris?
Present. Four members in the affirmative. The motion carries and this session is called to order. Next, we're gonna have, we customarily do a moment of prayer. We always start our meetings with.
Shall we pray? Our Father and our God, we just want to thank you for letting us rise again,
Yes,
for waking us up when you really didn't have to.
yes,
We appreciate what you've done thus far.
yes.
We thank you for not only letting us rise again, but letting us come together in unity. We thank you thus far how you're continuing to help this township move forward in the right direction. We pray, God, that you would strengthen this family together. Not only that, but this Gonzalez family, the loss of a trustee. We ask that you continue to strengthen that family as well as ours. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Thank God. Amen.
Amen.
Many of you and everyone know, we lost a family member, and a dear friend, and trustee Christopher Gonzalez. And as I came into the room tonight and saw this chair, and not to see Chris smile, not to see him have the conversation that we had over the past couple of years, it's definitely life altering, to say the least. This is something that you never really get over, get through it, but never get over it. Because outside of the public service portion of him and who he was, I consider him a friend. And he loved Thornton Township, he loved his community, and he loved his family. Those are the conversations that I've had with him. Our personal conversation wasn't really about politics. Our family. It was about just wanting to be better, a better person, a better human being, and that he was. So this time, I'm going to call upon my trustees, and I'll go and speak, but I know that they wanted to say some things about our good friend, Mr. Trustee Gonzalez. I'll start off with Trustee Avant.
Thank you, Supervisor. Family, friends, and residents of Thornton Township. I didn't know Chris very long. I only knew him for maybe the last year and a half or so, but he was always there for me. As our senior trustee, I could go to him, have conversations. Some I would have had this week, but wasn't able. So I must say to you, as I said to you in the past, in this difficult time, I'm here as a friend and a listening ear during these difficult times. Wrap yourselves in the love of each other and your friends, and know that we are family and here for you. God bless.
Thank you, Trustee Avant. Trustee Stubbs.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I would just like to give honor to God for even allowing Chris to be in my life and to cross my path. I want to thank the family and friends for sharing your dad with me, because you took out the time, he took out the time of his busy schedule to sit here and be an exemplified example of what a leader should be. And for that, I wanted to thank you guys. God bless you all. And if you need anything, I'm here for you. Please feel free to call upon me if it's nothing but a phone call, because Chris is definitely in a better place. God bless you.
Thank you, Trustee Stubbs. Trustee Stanley.
Thank you, Supervisor. I really got to know Trustee Gonzalez during the campaign, but it didn't take too long for us to become actual friends. And it was a genuine friendship with Chris. He was easy to connect with, easy to get along with. He was real, and he was always himself anytime I ran into him. But most importantly, he really cared deeply about this township. Not just the township, but our residents, the employees, as well as the work that we were elected to do. He had a way of really understanding how things operated, and us being a new board, I think we all went to him for his guidance, his leadership, and just, you know, his insight in terms of what a trustee is supposed to do. I'm not just gonna miss him in his capacity as a trustee, but I'm gonna miss him as a friend. I'm really gonna miss him as a friend. If it wasn't us sitting down, going to El Mariachi and Calumet City, talking about family, my little girl, his kids, what she beamed about with pride every opportunity he got. It really helped get us through some tough times. Chris was, to me, not just a colleague, a friend, but also a mentor. And this is a tough loss for Thornton Township. It's a tough loss for us personally. I know it's a tough loss for the family, but he will be missed. He will be greatly missed. And I appreciate the time that I really got to know him. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Stanley.
We have a few resolutions to read.
We have a few resolutions to read, but I'm gonna read some notes that I crafted as an opportunity to show my appreciation for Chris and all that he's done. Today, we gather in faith, love, to honor our good friend and brother, Christopher Gonzalez, a devoted public servant, a trusted colleague, and a cherished friend. In moments like this, we lean on the promise of our faith, that death is not the end, but a transition to eternal life. As it says in the scripture, well done, good and faithful servant. Those words feel especially fitting for Chris, who gave so much of himself and others to service. Chris understood what it meant to lead with compassion. He showed up for his community, stood up for what was right, and carried himself with a quiet strength that earned the respect of everyone around him. His work as a trustee was not just a title, it was a reflection of his heart. But beyond his service, we remember the man, his kindness, his presence, the way he made people feel seen and valued. Those are the things that stay with us. Those are the things that will never leave. And while we mourn his passing, we also celebrate his life, trusting in God's mercy and hope of the resurrection. We take comfort in knowing that Chris now rests in a place of peace with Christ, free from pain, embraced by eternal life. And to his family, please know that you do not grieve alone. And this entire community stands with you, lifting you up in prayer, through gratitude and love. Chris's legacy will live on through you and through all the lives he's touched here in Thornton Township and beyond. May we honor him not only with our words today, but with our actions moving forward, by serving others, by leading with integrity, and by loving one another each day more deeply. Eternal rest granted to him, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon him. May he rest in peace. Our good friend, Chris Gonzalez. We have proclamations from the village of Thornton. Whereas Christopher Gonzalez faithfully served the residents of Thornton Township since 2021, demonstrating a strong commitment to public service and betterment of this community. And whereas during his tenure, Christopher Gonzalez carried out the duties with integrity, professionalism, and sincere dedication in serving the public. And whereas his contributions of service have left a long and lasting impact on Thornton Township and the surrounding communities, including the residents of the village of Thornton. And whereas his passing is a significant loss to his colleagues, family, and friends, and those who had the privilege of working with him. And whereas the village of Dalton hereby expresses its deepest condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones of Christopher Gonzalez, would let it be fitting that the proper village of Dalton formally recognizes his honor, his life, his legacy, and service. Therefore, be it resolved and spread upon the official record of the village of Dalton, and a suitable copy will be presented to the family of Christopher D. Gonzalez as a lasting tribute. Now therefore be it resolved that forever, on this 13th day of April 2026, by the mayor and clerk, the board of trustees of the village of Thornton. Another proclamation, presented from Senator Napoleon Harris honoring the life of Christopher D. Gonzalez. The members of the 104th General Assembly and the legislative body are saddened to hear the passing of Christopher Gonzalez, known to many as Chris, who departed this life on April 7, 2026 at the age of 53. And whereas Christopher Gonzalez was a devoted partner of Jody Zimmerman and a loving father of Morgan, Allison, Peyton, and Mary, whom he shared with their mother, Sissy Bendenelli, and whereas he is the cherished son of Angeline, the late Gilbert Judge Gonzalez Sr., and a dear brother to Lillian Rodriguez, Shirley Salazar, and Gilbert Gonzalez Jr., and whereas Christopher Gonzalez has dedicated his professional life to service, serving the distinction as Thornton Township Assessor as well as trustee after his election in 2021, and previously as Thornton Township Assessor before that. His commitment to protecting the service of others was further demonstrated through his work as a Calumet City police officer and his contributions at the South Suburban College. And whereas throughout his life, Chris was known as a friend and a supporter of the countless initiatives, taking great pride in uplifting his community and working tirelessly to improve the lives of those around him. Whereas his integrity, compassion, and unwavering dedication to public service has left a lasting legacy in the community and so faithfully served. Therefore, be it resolved and proclaimed by the Senate of the 104th General Assembly in the state of Illinois that we take time to honor the life and legacy of Christopher D. Gonzalez, to extend our deepest condolences to his family and loved ones, and recognize his enduring contributions to the people of Thornton Township and beyond. And be it further proclaimed that a suitable copy of this resolution will be presented to the family of Christopher D. Gonzalez as a symbol of our esteem and respect. And we also have a township resolution that was previously submitted to the family, but I'm going to read it anyway. The Thornton Township resolution, a resolution of respect and loving memory of Christopher D. Gonzalez, whereas Thornton Township has received notice of the passing of Christopher Gonzalez, and whereas the supervisor, clerk, trustees, elected officials, and employees of Thornton Township will wish to extend collective sincere sympathy to Christopher Gonzalez's family for this sad event. Whereas Christopher Gonzalez was a beloved son, brother, partner, father, and friend, his life was a testament of grace, strength, and unwavering faith. He lived a life full of faith, dignity, and compassion, and service to others, leaving a legacy of love and cherished memories. And whereas Christopher Gonzalez is lovingly remembered by his beloved friends and life partner Jody Zimmerman, children Morgan, Allison, Peyton, and Mary, and their mother Sissy, mother Angeline, siblings Lillian, Shirley, and Gilbert, and close friends who will always remember and honor his legacy. And whereas Christopher Gonzalez was preceded in death by his father, Gilbert Judge Gonzalez Sr., who instilled in him the values of faith and family. Be it resolved that a suitable copy of this resolution will be given to the family. At this time, I would like for everyone to stand for a moment of silence. At this time, I'm turning it over to Clerk Nesbitt for a presentation.
We have something for parents. If you want to come up. It's a lantern. Let's see, pass it, or you can read it to everyone if you want.
This is a lantern, and it reads, "Cardinals will appear when angels are near." And we believe that Chris is an angel watching over us as we proceed this day and forever. And this is a token of our appreciation, that is simple of love, honor, and legacy.
courtesy of our good friend Christopher Ross. We have other copies, but we'll give it up so everyone can make copies.
This time I'll turn it over to Clerk Leslie for public comment.
Good evening. We have one person, public comment. Ms. Angela Russell.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angela Russell. I live at 144 Avalon in Thornton, Illinois. Not only am I a Thornton resident, but I'm also a mental health specialist. And before I get started with the regular announcements I wanted to make, I want to first make sure that you all are honoring the feelings that you are feeling during this time of grief and loss. Grief is not a linear thing. You may feel a lot of emotions all at once at different times. Please be sure that you are not ignoring those emotions or minimizing. Seek support where you can and where you need. If additional information is needed about support you can receive for any of you here in this room or within sound of my voice, we'll be happy to make sure you get the supports that you need with Vision Unlimited or a resource of your choice or information that you may need. Take a breath. Collective inhale. Exhale. One more. Allow your heart rate to steady. And again, feel whatever emotions you need to feel. Do not suppress them. If anyone needs to step out during the time of the meeting, I'll be happy to support anyone if you just want to step out and have a moment of quiet. That's okay. First, thank you, Trustee Gonzalez and Trustee Stanley for starting the Men's Health Initiative earlier this year. I look forward to continuing that work that both trustees started, which is very near and dear to both. We often know that men do not address mental health or physical health the way that you should for various reasons. We want to make sure that we're still supporting that initiative the way that you and Trustee Gonzalez intended. I do have an announcement regarding some upcoming things that people can participate in. Dalton Park District is having a senior chat and chew this Friday from 11:30 to 1:30. There'll be representatives there from GenCare talking about their health clinic, as well as Vision Unlimited, talking about the mental health and wellness services that we provide. We also have finalized our venue for Healing Happens Here, which is a free community event that's open to everyone on July 25th in honor of BIPOC Mental Health Awareness Month. That is going to be at Abundant Living Christian Center on Lincoln Avenue at Placer Festus Church. At this time, we are looking for vendors for the event. And as we get the flyers ready, that'll be something that we will make sure that we distribute to the township and online. Again, this is a free community event for mental health and wellness, where we'll have resources, workshops, entertainment to honor the different struggles that we go through for mental health and awareness and the things that we need as a people of color to help us get through difficult times and the day-to-day things that we need. If anyone wants information, you can reach me directly. Again, my name is Angela Russell with Vision Unlimited. My phone number is 773-580-2394. My email address is arussell@envisionunlimited.org. If anyone, again, wants to talk during this meeting, outside of the meeting, please give me a call. We are here to offer our support as an agency, and I'm here to offer my support personally. Thank you.
At this time, if anyone would like to say a few words, Trustee Gonzalez. At this time, if anyone would like to, say some words, trustee Gonzalez, we wanted to open the floor to you. We heard the kind words from the trustees and the supervisors, so we wanted to extend the offer to anyone else.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mike. Hello, everybody. My name is Mike. A man with a good heart. I met Chris back in 2001. Ever since then, he never smiled. He had more passion about a lot of people. Even those who are not here now today. That's what Chris was. Every time we meet, there's a smile. There's a smile, but always remember the person you were. Please. I can get emotional, but Chris won't want me. So hold on for me. And the family. I pray for y'all continue to have y'all strength. And Chris will want y'all to do. No matter what. You know that you all love him. He was loved by me, even myself. And may he continue. Rest in peace. Thank you all. God bless.
I'm gonna make this really brief because a lot of you know I get very emotional. But anyway, I would just like to say that I've known Chris for a number of years. Before I was even elected, Chris and I talked about the role of assessor and just the community itself and how he felt about the community. I can say that Chris truly loved his family. He had a deep love for his children. There's nothing in the world that he would not do for you guys. He loved you, Jody, and when you see Chris, you would see Jody. And you could feel the love from Chris when you were with him, if you knew Chris. We'd like to, from the assessor's office, to keep the family in prayer, keep them uplifted. You see them, if you have a number, check in on them. Losing a close loved one is very hard. We're going to pray for you and try to keep you close in love. Thank you.
I'd just like to say a couple words just as one of the employees who worked at the Township under trustee Gonzalez. We had a special bond. And one of the things that really brought me joy was there was one day I was sitting at my station and he saw my case. And he said, "Is that a fisherman's case?" And I said, "No, because he liked to fish." And I didn't know. And he invited me, he said, "One day we're gonna have to go fishing." And that really brought me a lot of joy because that to me was our first step in our bonding process to become closer than just employee, trustee. And one thing I will say to the family and to all the friends, because in my life I've experienced a lot of loss, and I know, as you said, that grief is not a linear process. But I would just say that throughout all the memories that you have, that life is important. And with those memories, you're able to cherish every moment. And no one can take that away from you. And every moment that you have, Trustee has blessed us all with each individual moments. And those moments will always cherish in our hearts. So I just want to say thank you, Trustee Gonzalez, for all the wonderful memories and all the times that you brought us all joy and happiness. And I pray that this message gives his family and friends peace during these tough times. Thank you very much. 7, approval of minutes. Is there a motion, can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the special board meeting held on March 18th, 2026?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by trustee Stubbs, seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Item 8, the approval of bills. At this time, I'd like to accept the motion to approve the general funds bill, listed in the amount of $1,419,090.70. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the bills of the general fund.
Second.
Motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Item D, can I get a motion to approve the general assistance funds bills? List amount of $254,500.66. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the bills of the general assistance fund.
Second.
Motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Item C, can I get a motion to approve the road and bridge funds listed in the amount of $146,141.88. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the road and bridges fund.
Second.
Motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. The next item, item 9, is closed session. Can I get a motion to go into closed session to discuss the hiring, discipline, performance, compensation, and dismissal of certain personnel, legal counsel, acquisition of real property, matters pending, probable or imminent litigation pursuant to section 2C-1 of the Open Meetings Act related to employment and discipline after specific employees.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. 4 voting in the affirmative, the time is now 6:38 p.m. We are going into closed session.
Sign up for it. Public comment, just like this. I'm gonna hand it to someone. Carol has a copy already. I have
I got to. I drove here. That's 3 hour drive.
Yeah, we'll take over.
I'm just spending the night. No, I got work tomorrow. I think you guys want to in person. Okay, we met before. Yeah, yes, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Sorry, okay.
Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about some things, right? So we're in the small boardroom, okay? We're in the small boardroom and people are receiving preferential treatment. They're being taken to the back and questions are being answered back there. Mr. Washington, he went to the back. Mr. Washington went to the back. I didn't think he was coming back because they was ready to fight his ass. You heard me? They was ready to fight his ass. He said, where's this $500,000? Okay? Now, I know what you're trying to tell me, but where is it? So, he went to the back. He didn't ever come back. He came back, but he came back without his jacket, so I don't know if that was all right or not all right. So, anywho. So, we're just seeing the same thing, just, not as much fanfare. Let me see this. But yeah, I also have several questions about how is it that the Lansing Journal is the only people that receive emails or answer emails. They answer emails from, because they didn't answer Mr. Washington's mother, who is Miss Kelly. So, it's just various things going on still. They lie quieter. I'm gonna tell you, while Robert was giving his presentations, all of the trustees were looking at the PowerPoint like this the first time they had ever seen it. So that's a little concerning. Is the meeting over? They're in closed session. They're in the executive session. So. Miss Kelly, he did you proud. He did you proud, girl. Yes, he did. He walked that man down so bad, he had to take him to the back. He walked that man down. You hear me? Okay. So, this, like I said earlier today, this was not a play to help the residents. This was a play to help himself move forward and propel himself to a different seat. Because these seats are more about favors, what I can do. Because the supervisor seat is over 17 municipalities. They can do a lot of things. So are they coming back? Yes. Yes, they are. You don't need to apologize, Rodney. They are coming back after executive session. They are in executive session talking about employees or whatever, probably ready to hire somebody else, because this is the most salary-heavy township I ever lived in, or people have ever lived in. Other townships are very service-heavy. This township is very salary-heavy. And so not many services are coming out of here. Gas is high, groceries is high, people losing their jobs to AI, but yet, none of those things are being addressed.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this budget in depth because they did not go. This was not a budget hearing. I don't know what to call this because this was not a budget hearing. Because in a budget hearing, you actually go section by section, line by line is explained about why, and then the residents get to ask questions, and it's like a back and forth. That did not happen here. So I don't know that you could call this a hearing. But, we've been dealing with the same thing, just different people, so it's just different quieter people, if I could say that. Yeah, what questions do y'all have? They're about to award the TAP, the lawn care service. They're about to award that contract, I think, today. Do you know if they awarded the landscaping? They're about to do it, Rodney, when they come out of executive session. I believe the people are here, but they're about to award it when they come out of executive session. So we're about to find out, because according to this paper, this agenda right here, it says approve the award of the TAP Senior Lawn Care Service and Maintenance bid to the responsible and responsive bidders. Now, here go the problem, right? Why didn't you list who the actual company was?
Nope.
They gonna say it.
Did you see any article here on the website?
I didn't see not one. And you
Neither did
asked,
I.
didn't you? You
Yeah.
did. You did. You gave them enough time to put it
I haven't
on.
been able to get on the website at all.
You still got what your
Actually, I can get a text website with my VPN.
right.
But I've got the same VPN on this phone, and I can't get there.
Well, maybe it was due. You put me on the spot, Paul. But these websites be getting hacked out here. So do you think it has something to do with that? I don't know. And maybe that question needs to be asked. But you didn't ask no questions, Paul. Okay, so they're gonna award that contract after they come out of the executive session. We'll find out who it is, but there was no RFP put on the website for this. Go there and check it for me now, because it may mysterious be there now, but it wasn't before. I'm one of the bidders. I had to leave, but I'm logged on here to listen. Okay, child. What business are you? Put your business name in here so I can make sure I listen.
How's everybody?
I think I see another. Was there another company here? Rodney, was there another company here? Rodney, put your business name in here so I can ask. Hold on. Hold the line, please.
Too good of a line, I gotta say.
Okay, let me see, did that man put his, okay, thanks, we really appreciate the support. Okay, no problem. Just tell me what your business name is, Rodney Miller, though. I need to know. Oh, here you go. Everyday Budget Mobile Homes LLC. We do property rehab and management. Okay, everyday, let me write this down.
You are right now.
So, let me write this down. Okay, every day budget mobile homes LLC. Okay. And my other thing is, right, there's these RFPs. So when I work for the government authority, I work for the trash authority in my city. I'm not from here. I'm tired now. So, I'm okay with that when I was married. But anyway, I digress. But we would have to post the RFP, right? So we post the RFP. Every bid that came in, it was transparent government. I'm just telling you, transparent. Every bid that, right? So that's it. So every bid that came in, I had to post on the website. So we have the original RFP, what we're putting out for work, and the scope of what we wanted them to do.
Yes.
You know, and if we had a budget, then the budget constraints would be in, right?
Okay.
So we post that. Then when the RFPs come in, I post each one with a date because we have a closing time, right? So I post each one with a date for when it came in. Okay. So that the public can view who put in for this RFP. So you go through and see what they said they can do, and how much they can do it for, and how many employees they have, and who is the boss, and all of this stuff, right? And what they do in complaints.
Charge more, but they're adding these services.
Right, and they might contract out, these are the people that they might use, all of that they would tell us. And I did that with evidence to them. Then when the meeting
on the
comes,
website.
yep,
Any residents.
anybody. And then when the meeting comes, so when we had authority, when we had the meeting, residents could come in and say, this business is on the website, their business license is fine. Why I can't get up there and post their business license? I'm just right. It's your job to do your due diligence, right? So when they come in and say that, right? Then the board would say,
Hear that.
right. And then the board, if the board hasn't done their right, which they should be doing, they would, after everybody make a comment, they would say, we have stricken from the record this group and this group and this group, and these are the reasons why. So the businesses will never leave the meeting without knowing why they did not get to the bid or why they were disqualified. So then whoever was left, then they would go into executive session and they would discuss. I want this person out. Yeah, they would go in and discuss because we have a deadline. Right. We told these people this is the deadline. We have X amount of days, but if we don't have a meeting past the X amount of days, we gotta do it then. So they would go in and it was just easy, right? Everybody said, yeah. If we go in the executive session, here I am, writing like a map. Wait, what did he say? And you write down what everybody said, and you write down, you said, this is the reason why I like this person, I don't like this person because I found out this, I don't like this person because they didn't pay their taxes, you know, da-da-da. And so then they want to do down to whoever, and then they vote. They would vote on who, but then they come back and then open. They would come back out and then vote, because all the businesses are in the meeting, right? They come back out and they would say, the award for such and such is going to such and such business. If you would like to know why, give us a week and we will post the minutes of the closed session. Interesting. It don't take 2 months. It don't take 2 months to get no closed session meeting minutes. And no freaking website or whatever.
How are you? Good. My friend over here. Glad you're here. How are you?
That's how we did it.
So you think that's what they're doing?
Heck no. So right now they're like, what the heck we gonna do? We didn't put this on the website. So how we gonna go out here and tell these people that so-and-so got them bid and we didn't even put this on the website? If anybody had any sense on the board, they would just come out here and be like, I'm gonna table this issue until we get a little bit more time to transparent with the residents. Because what you gonna do to me? The heck you gonna do to me?
I don't know, but they gave me.
Okay?
They have nice
And
houses.
that's right, that's what she said. She said, no, I'm gonna be transparent. But instead, we're gonna get out here about, yeah.
The award goes to blah.
Right.
Alright, that's not.
This closed session topic could relate to.
It could be anything, right? They put up here,
Coming out.
well, they've also got litigation, right? So they got Jamal Woods and Jedediah Boone, which Dalton already decided to settle with them on. With the same lawyer, okay? So I would imagine they in there talking about these two cases, because they got to talk about litigation. You know, whatever. Because like this, they're gonna give you $12,000. I wonder if that was a property loss that, you know, let me write this down. Because I'm not sure that, okay, it should be as a payout. Don't tell me.
It's not approved yet.
Don't tell Mr. Washington. What? No, if they put it on here and told you the amount, oh, yeah, that's
It's not,
it.
they're voting on it. So it's technically not approved yet.
If they told you the amount, oh, it's gone.
Right, but technically it's not approved yet. Which means that
I'm gonna have to stop, I'm gonna have to stop you from doing it like that, right? Because right now, we in the land of Oz. And we got the wisdom. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying.
That's why you put a G on there technically because it's not approved yet.
Right.
I just don't like getting.
The amount shouldn't be on there if it's not approved. They should be talking about this in the decision. Don't be scared. How are you telling us something that you said and approved it?
I didn't do it.
Determined in the previous closed session.
Yeah, but still, if it's not, what if somebody go and take one executive session and say, I wanna give them $12,000, then what they gonna do?
Table, motion table.
Right, but now you done put out here what you gonna pay them.
Yeah.
So what do you think? It's crazy, it's crazy, I've never seen anything like it. Like, this right here, the amount should not have been put on there, you know, until it came out and said, okay, this is what we allowed. This is what we said. Because the lawyers can't be more than that. Basically, like the board don't know. These are not good. I don't know. So they're the ones who questions.
I said that it would make sense.
Okay, yes. Email, yes. Have I gotten any answers? I'll probably into the 100 emails. They listening to you. Little girl, because when I was she would answer. So that lets me know that they email work. They just choosing to ignore your email. I emailed them to one time and I said, the letter was good. Yeah, and I said, you guys, one of the things she had the same minutes twice. She was like, oh girl, thank you. And she fixed it, right? But she was just.
She didn't start up.
Right, but even if you, like, even if you're not going to say, this is, right, what the hell? We might know that. Go ahead. What do we do? I don't know. We don't want people to come in here and say, everything's perfect. That's a lie. I can prove it. See how they did it. Chris means to so you can stuck between me and he would never say anything. He would just say, oh my God. She's just And if you're okay being a one-time trustee, then I'm okay on board for you. That's what I think. It's crazy that they would come in here and do all this stuff for $10 million now. Then the next day, some of it is here. You're not gonna be in politics. Is that the most that could happen to you? I'm just asking. It's how they act.
I'm like, so, it's like, numbers don't fit the.
Unless you get those detail.
Oh, yeah. But I was explaining that, and she's like, so many now, look, imagine you go down the later. The fact that you do a CD though, that's a
And he said,
With a nasty position that you almost anything that has a connection. You expect
Look, I'll make you feel better.
You're not gonna answer my email, so I'm gonna talk to you directly. I know you want to.
I was freezing, now I'm like, that's kind of fun. Yeah.
Child, that's crazy. You know this suicide. It is. Listen, me, I'm not here for the shenanigans and the purchase. We finna get down to the business. So I asked them,
I'll just pull it up on my phone.
have you watched my channel first?
Like outside the top radio. That page that they, like, extra 25.
This is not a joke. This is what I said.
He has
I got a great phone. The funniest thing, I'll never forget, you dropped me off at home. It took us like 5 minutes to power this phone.
You don't get baptized in that fire.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was taking out of that. Do all that. But
Even down to now that
and I'm not going to tell. Oh, because I got the same number that I put in on. I said, you got to that's what it is. It's just tell. But then I used to do the math. I'm like, I remember having it in college, like 2001, 2002. She was born in 2000. So, and I'm like, but she's
I know, I've done that too. I know, you know what? You know, and it's, I don't know. I'm like, I know who you are, I know what job, I like, sometimes I even know the job. I'm like, I know, but.
And I think
I was expecting and I'm like, I know, we know it's you I have no idea what your name is. You know, and of course with all the emotion, you know, I was feeling, I was just like, exactly, totally, I'm just like, I know who you are, I swear. Yes, but I've been there. It cracks me up.
I know that they are. Which is what I go to. Well, on Tuesdays I go if there's no meetings that I have to go to here. Mondays, anything that's on the agenda, grants, ordinances, resolutions, they do it. What do you do? Anybody, it's over to the you come in, they start the first item on the agenda. They bring out the packet, and they have the citizens, everything on the agenda. So they will start, and they'll be like, anybody have a question on this, or like, what we're trying to do. If you don't, raise your hand, ask your question, they answer, and we move on. This is about, it takes about 2 hours. It depends on how many questions and what they got. But you can, yes, and you can access all of the things from the website on time. It's all like free. Go to Jolly, see you Jolly, and you'll be like, boy, this is crazy. And on Monday for them to do that, and then on Tuesday is the meeting. So then they get a meeting, we get 3 times for the 3 minutes, 3. The first comment is on the agenda. The second comment will be on, like, sometimes they do hearings in there. So you can, the last comment is a general comment. I got Tahoe from the stop sign, you need stop sign in, and then you have all the directors on the side, and they come up to you after public works man, every day because my trash was being picked up before. So our contract says 8 a.m. and that man used to come at 5 a.m. And then weird. Now, not before, but now.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
All right, we back with the bullshit.
Get a motion to return from closed session.
I'd like to make a motion to return from closed session.
Motion by trustee Stubbs, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant? Aye. Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. The time is 7:15, and we are not back in open session. Item 10, new business. We're gonna get a motion for the approval of the closed session minutes of the special board meeting held on March 18th, 2026.
Motion for the acceptance of the minutes from the closed session for March 18th.
Second.
Motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant?
Yes.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries and the minutes are adopted. Item B, I'll accept the motion for the approval of the settlement of Gerald Jones versus Thornton Township, 2024, L 005398 in the amount of $12,000. Is there a motion? I'll make a motion to approve the settlement of Jarrell Jones versus Thornton Township, 2024 L005398 in the amount of $12,000.
Second.
Motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye, with four voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Item C, can I get a motion to adopt the 2026-27 appropriations ordinance 26-001 for the Thornton Township Road and Bridge Fund?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the 2026-2027 appropriation ordinance 26-001 for Thornton Township Road and Bridge Fund.
I second.
There's a motion by trustee Stubbs to adopt the appropriation ordinance 26-001 for Thornton Township Road and Bridge Fund, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye, with four voting affirmative, the ordinance passes. Item D, can I get a motion to adopt the 2026-27 budget and appropriation ordinance for 26-002 for Thornton Township General Assistance Fund? Is there a motion?
I make a motion to adopt the 2026-2027 budget and appropriation ordinance 26-002 for Thornton Township General Assistance Fund.
Second. There's a motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Stanley to adopt the appropriation ordinance 26-002 for Thornton Township General Assistance Fund. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye, four voting in the affirmative, the ordinance passes. Item E, can I get a motion to adopt the 2026-27 budget and appropriation ordinance 26-003 Thornton Township General Fund? Is there a motion?
I make a motion we adopt the 2026-2027 budget and appropriation ordinance 26-003 for Thornton Township General Fund.
Second.
There's a motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs to adopt the 2026-27 budget and appropriation ordinance 26-003 for Thornton Township General Fund. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With four voting in affirmative, the ordinance is adopted. This time, I'll accept the motion to approve the resolution 26R-001 for the transfer of appropriation for the Road and Bridge Fund. Is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 26-R-001, transfer of appropriation for the Road and Bridge Fund.
Second.
There's a motion by trustee Stubbs, seconded by trustee Avant to approve the resolution 26-R-001 for the transfer appropriation for the Road and Bridge Fund. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With four voting in the affirmative, the resolution is adopted. Item G, can I get a motion to approve the resolution 26-R-002 for transfer of appropriation to the General Assistance Fund?
Make a motion to approve resolution 26-R-002, transfer of appropriation for the General Assistance Fund.
Second.
Motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Stanley to approve the resolution 26-R-002, transfer of appropriation for the General Assistance Fund. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With four voting in the affirmative, the resolution is approved. Item H, can I get a motion to approve the resolution 26-R-003, the transfer of appropriation for the general fund? Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve resolution 26-R-003, transfer of appropriation for the general fund.
Second.
There's a motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs, to approve the resolution 26-R-003 for the transfer of appropriation for the general fund. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With four voting in the affirmative, the resolution is approved. At this time, I'd like to accept the motion to approve the award of the TAP Senior Lawn Services and Maintenance bid to 3A's Maintenance and to authorize the township and its attorney to negotiate contracts consistent with the award. Is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the award of the TAP Senior Lawn Care Service and Maintenance bid to the responsible and responsive bidders, and to authorize the township and its attorney to negotiate contracts consistent with the award.
I second.
Shoot, it's not in. Oh, I'm sorry. 3A maintenance. To authorize 3A maintenance, the township and its attorney to negotiate contract consistent with the awards.
There's a motion by trustee Stubbs, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Item J, conference training and dues. Can I get a motion to approve the following conferences and training and organizational dues? One is the Township Officials of Cook County TOC Annual Conference, June 18th, 2026, Rosemont. Township Officials of Illinois TOI Annual Conference, November 9th through the 11th. The TOC Annual Dues, Metropolitan Township Association Annual Dues, TOI Annual Dues for elected officials, TOI Annual Dues for associate members, the ICMA Democracy and Public Trust, May 15th through May 13th through the 15th, 2026. Is there a motion to approve the conferences, trainings, and dues presented before?
I make a motion to approve the conference trainings and dues for the township officials of Cook County.
For the conference training.
For the conference training and dues.
As presented.
As presented.
Second.
There's a motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant?
Yes.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. 4 voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Item J2, the events. Can I get a motion to approve the following events? The Lansing Chamber of Commerce Good Neighbor Parade, Saturday, May 2nd. The Senior Services Health Fair, September 14th. The Senior Services Western Themed Event, Friday, October 23rd. And the Winter Wonderland Fest, Saturday, December 5th, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Avant. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Avant?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye, with 4 voting in the affirmative, motion carries. Next, we're gonna move down to the supervisor's report. The GA department, the General Assistance Department are members of the Illinois Township Association of General Assistants, caseworkers, ITAGAC, Township of Cook County, and MATI. We have an employee that is on the ITAGAC Division Board, and on April 23rd, 2026, we have a conference that the township staff will attend. We also have quarterly educational training. As it relates to the Transportation Department, the reporting period from March 10th, 2026 to April 8th, 2026. The Senior Transportation Department continues to be much needed service for the township. During the prior month, we completed over 4,000 trips, and of these trips, 92% were ambulatory trips and 8% was accessible bus trips. 64% of the trips are recurring scheduled trips. So it's getting a lot of use of the Township Transportation Services. Community Outreach Department. The township has recognized the need to reach out to seniors within the township. We have done this by visiting senior homes, living facilities. We have visited over 21 senior homes, living facilities, and had over 400 participants participated in township events. Our Senior Services Department, Thornton Township Senior Service Luncheon Program served almost 2,000 meals in the month of March. In support of Township's ongoing initiative to reach out to our seniors, during the past month, our senior services have contributed to Township's ongoing initiative, visiting 7 senior homes across 6 of Thornton Township's 17 communities. As a result of this ongoing outreach effort, 93 new senior residents were registered to participate in Thornton Township Senior Program. Registration is also now open for AARP Smart Driving course. This 2-day class will be held Monday, May 18th and Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. IT Department. During April, the IT Department made significant progress on Thornton Township's website redesign project and is now approximately 60% complete. Work has advanced in the beginning, the design and development stages, and will focus on improving our navigation, enhancing our visual layout, and ensuring compliance with our ADA accessible standards. The updated website will provide residents with more of an intuitive and efficient way to access township services, programs, and important information. The department also continues its ongoing infrastructure upgrade initiatives to strengthen the system's performance, reliability, and cybersecurity across township operations. These improvements support both daily functionality and long-term technological needs. In partnership with our senior services, the IT department hosted another successful Tech Savvy class for Thornton Township residents. This session focused on deep fakes and misinformation, providing attendees with practical tools to better recognize manipulated content and navigate today's digital information landscape with greater confidence. Additionally, the IT department is continuing to develop and implement a digital information strategy aimed at delivering timely, accurate, and consistent communication across the township's various digital platforms. This effort will improve how information is shared with the residents by ensuring updates are coordinated, accessible, and easy to find across the website, social media, and other digital channels. The department remains committed to providing reliable technological support and enhancing digital services for Thornton Township staff and the community. Youth and Family Services. We will start and begin the registration for our summer enrichment program within the next 2 weeks. We have budgeted for approximately 100 children in the summer enrichment program. The last day of after-school program will be May 29th, and the first day of summer enrichment program will be June 15th. General assistance and food pantry. As we move 4 months into this new year, I'm excited to continue implementing plans to expand our general assistance and food pantry programs. This continued growth is made possible through our dedication of our staff, support of our community, and the collaboration of our valued partners. I look forward to working with both new and returning partners this month on April 24th, when Zeta will be dropping off food between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. As we move into April, funding remains available for the following programs to support community members in need. We have our LIHEAP program still available. We have our NICOR sharing program, as well as our energy assistance programs. Please note, April is when the disconnection notices are typically released, increasing the need of these assistance and these services. So please, if you know anyone that's in need of these services with the LIHEAP and the NICOR sharing, please contact our general assistance department. However, funds for these services are also available through Salvation Army. However, these resources are limited. To continue the township's commitment to its staff, we have and will continue to provide staff training opportunities. On April 9th, we had a training on the impact on our food pantries, etc. And on April 22nd, through April 23rd, some staff will attend the General Assistance Caseworker Conference in Georgia. Additionally, the CDL Class B for all drivers is currently being explored and may potentially be hosted at the pantry. The food pantry continue its client's choice distribution model, which ensures a dignified and positive experience for all of its clients. Events Department. The Events Department proudly hosted several impactful and well-attended programs throughout the past month. We were honored to celebrate the Women's Unsung Heroes of Thornton Township, where each mayor was invited to nominate an individual to be recognized, and the response was outstanding. A dinner was held on March 27th, and the attendance exceeded expectations. The room was filled to capacity, and the evening was truly inspiring, highlighted by the keynote speaker, Pastor Deanna Thompson Shelton, who brought the audience to his feet with a powerful and uplifting message. So I want to first of all thank our trustees, Avant and Stubbs, for hosting this event and being spearheaded along with our clerk, Casey Nesbitt. All of them came together for our Women's History Month. The event was outstanding. The speaker was amazing. She, as they say, she brought down the house. We were also privileged to meet 2 of our township's most seasoned residents. We had 112-year-old Mary Cantway and 98-year-old Mother Teresa Cannon, one from Ms. Kenway is from Homewood and Ms. Kennedy is from Markham. I had the pleasure of meeting both of them ladies at a parade earlier, late last year, and they are still moving fast and moving along quite well. It's remarkable to see those women doing our History Day event, and the theme was motivated by love. It was an honor to be there, and I hope the people that's there, I see a lot of people in this room that were there, that they got out of it just what it was intended to be, motivated by love. So on April 4th, we also hosting a fun-filled event for the children at Thornton Township. Despite challenging weather and conditions, families came out to participate in the kids bingo, which was a great success. Each child had lunch and received coloring books, crayons, chocolate, and toys, making it a joyful and engaging event for all. And they had fun hearing their numbers called and winning. Our monthly bingo continues to grow in popularity. The attendance is steadily increasing as residents spread the word, and we are nearing full capacity each month. This growth highlights the importance of communication with township residents and providing a much-needed outlet for people and seniors to be able to communicate face-to-face with people. We're also excited to host our upcoming volunteer appreciation luncheon, which will be held this Wednesday, as we say, as our token of love to say thank you to our dedicated volunteers. We will also be welcoming new volunteers, anyone that's interested and encouraged to reach out to get involved in township events. We were also able to send a representative to be a part of the South Suburban Student Resource Fair to share information about services offered through Thornton Township. So please also save the date for our annual Taste of Thornton Township, which will be held Saturday, July 18th at South Suburban College from 12 to 5 p.m. Once again, save the date. Our annual Taste of Thornton Township, which will be held July 18th at South Suburban College from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. We are currently accepting vendor applications, so please call 708-596-6040, extension 3148 for more information. Also, save the date for our annual Township Cookout and Back to School Picnic, which will be Saturday, August 16th, 2026, from 2 to 6 p.m. at Green Lakes Woods. Be on the lookout for more information as details are finalized. Look out for our website, for our social media posts, and we'll be sending out information as we get everything finalized. Special services update. The Spring Fling event was a tremendous success with a full house. Our special needs residents continue to participate with enthusiasm, and we are seeing increased involvement from residential homes throughout the township. Feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, with many already asking when is the next event. We are especially excited to announce that the Special Services Prom is back and will be held in June. Residents are already buzzing with excitement, planning on what to wear, looking forward to crowning this year's prom king and queen. We look forward to the continuing support of our engagement with our residents here in Thornton Township. Support for additional personnel. I am formally requesting the board to approve the hiring of additional personnel staff to effectively operate and expansion of the Township Assistant Program, as well as strengthen our transportation services as demand for these services continue to grow. It is critical that we align our staffing structure with our needs of our residents to ensure efficiency, accountability, and high-quality service delivery. The proposed position that I'm asking is the TAP program support staff, transportation dispatchers, transportation managers, administrative assistant, assessor clerk, and these positions were necessary because they are investments in our infrastructure, and they will help to meet the increasingly service demands and uphold our commitment to serving our residents with excellence. I respectfully request the board's consideration and approval to move these measures forward with these hires. So at this time, with my supervisor's report, I ask the board to motion to approve the necessary hires to go along with my supervisor's report. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the supervisor's report and actions set forth in the report.
Second.
There's a motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant?
Aye.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 4 voting in the affirmative, the supervisor's report, motion carries. The time is 7:36. I'll entertain a motion for the adjournment of this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
There's a Motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs to adjourn this meeting. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Byron D. Stanley.
I'm sorry, yes.
Trustee Stubbs. Aye. Trustee Avant.
Aye.
Supervisor Harris.
Aye. For 4 votes in the affirmative, the motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.
So you have it, there you have it. We are adding yet more salaries to the township budget. So we're hiring more people. No more services, but we are hiring more people. So there you have it. We will do a recap on this. The people or the company that was awarded the top bid was 3A's maintenance. We definitely gonna get into that, okay? Lord, I'll see y'all. Okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow with the recap of this. Jesus.